Hi. So, bit of a bouldering update. As you may know, I fell from the top of the wall and landed on my face 2 months ago, and I concussed myself. And the doctor's orders were not to fall again, so I wouldn't hurt my head even more. But then I was cleared. I'm allowed to fall. I'm just scared. I still would really like to get that level 5 climb that I set out to get in my 30-day bouldering video. And to help me with that, or to help me get back on the wall so I can actually accomplish that, I reached out to a person to see if they could teach me how to fall and give me some emotional support, and that person said yes.
Hello?
Hey, hello, Makari.
Oh no, the sound isn't working already. Louie, no.
Oh no! No!
Just jumping in to help those of you who maybe haven't fallen down the bouldering YouTube rabbit hole like I have. This is Louie Parkinson from Catalyst Climbing. He's a professional coach, a professional climber, a professional really freaking nice guy, and yeah. It's really cool that he's talking with me. Okay, woo, back to the call.
Hey, there we go. See, we're problem solving already. I watched your first video. You're a lot better than you give yourself credit for. No, you climb super well.
Thanks, Louie. I feel like when I'm about to show you my fall video, like the
I'm
full
so excited
fall.
because you cut it out in the video. I was like, what? We don't even get to see it. So now we get to see it. I'm very excited. Oh, you're getting pretty high up. Is this definitely when you fall off?
Yep.
Oh, okay, nice. Hey, you're in.
It's so embarrassing.
Yeah. Oh.
No, Louie, it's so bad.
Whoa! Okay, bunch of stuff to talk about this. As much as I would like to say that there's a correct falling technique, which you haven't learned yet, that's actually not what I'm going to say. I don't think there is a... No, I don't think there is a correct falling technique. I come across students who clearly have been on a how to fall safely class, and what they've learned is that you fall, you land on your feet, you tuck your arms in, you roll back to absorb the impact, and all of that sounds great, but well, how are you going to do that in this circumstance? Like, you're going face down. How are you going to... I don't think crossing your arms was going to help.
No.
So I think there's actually a lot of practice to do in learning to fall unexpectedly. Basically, if you learn, I can fall from 1 meter and I can land on my back. I don't want to, but I can even land on my face. Then you practice doing it from 2 meters. Totally. And eventually you get to the point where you're like, if it went badly, I know I can take a fall from a fair few meters, that my body instinctively knows how to react when I'm falling unexpectedly from a certain height. And after loads and loads and loads of these experiences, you'll build up this almost like double layer of, I'm really, really good at doing stuff, and I'm really, really good at surviving not doing it successfully, and both of those together make a potent mix.
And can I tell you, not only had I never fallen from that height, I'd never fallen at all.
Oh, that's the problem. You hadn't fallen off at all. No wonder you don't know how to do this yet. So, more falling. It's very important. Unfortunately, Makari, you're cursed by your own strength and talent. You managed to get...
We will get back to the call with Louie in a second, but now I actually have to go climb. I have to apply what he's taught me so far and go back to the climbing gym for the first time in 2 months. In theory, I love the idea of practicing at lower height, but in practice right now, I'm scared. I'm scared to go in, and the only emotion I feel right now is fear, if I'm being honest with you. I'm gonna do it anyway, but I'm scared, and I know I'm being dramatic, and I'm talking about the concussion an awful lot lately, but it really hurt my brain. Literally, it hurt my brain. Okay, I'm going in.
When I first fell, like the day after, I was like, get me back on the wall. I'm so excited. This is my new hobby that I'm really into. And then slowly over time, with the concussion, I've just become more and more afraid. And also watching the video and just seeing and like listening to the doctor and the physiotherapist on how I could have really hurt myself much worse. It has kind of gotten in my head, and I'm like a little scared to even like climb again, and I just don't want that to be the case because it's a hobby that I really love. So I don't know, any emotional advice?
Loads. I love giving emotional advice. I think the things I want you to focus on are being patient with yourself when you're feeling scared or embarrassed, and realizing that's allowed and is reasonable. So specifically for me, the one I often struggle with is when I'm in a competition and I feel like I'm doing badly, I get really, really frustrated and I start getting really embarrassed, and then I start getting really angry at myself for getting frustrated and embarrassed. And then obviously I don't climb very well because I'm angry, frustrated, and embarrassed all at once.
Yes, yeah.
And instead, I feel myself getting frustrated and embarrassed, and I go, I've noticed I'm getting a bit frustrated, and that's okay. I'm aware that actually that's something I find really difficult, and cool, I'm now not angry at myself for doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you apply the same things to yourself of feeling scared or feeling, whether that's of injury or embarrassing yourself, and you go into each session going, I'm gonna do this risky thing, and I'm fully expecting that while I'm doing it, I'm going to feel scared and I'm gonna feel self-conscious, and that's fine. I'm expecting that. That's part of the whole learning process.
I did it. I was really nervous at first, and it's kind of embarrassing just to go out there and purposely fall, but then I got over that really quickly, and it's actually just really fun to fall, turns out. And there was a couple times where I was in my head a little bit about, looking silly, and then being mad at myself for thinking that I'm looking silly because I should be cool. But then, this is really cheesy, I just reminded myself that it's actually really cool to try things even though you're scared. It's brave. It's cool. So I'm excited to keep failing, keep falling safely, and keep living my friggin' life.
I don't know how long it'll take me to get to that level 5 climb, but I do know I'll get to it one day, and I'm hoping you'd like to come along for the ride. And big thank you to Louie from Catalyst Climbing for helping me out. And even if you don't like bouldering and you made it this far, I think his teachings kind of apply to life too. You try, you fail, you try and fail again, and don't be too hard on yourself throughout the process. So see you next week. I have a fun summer coming up. I hope you like the videos. Okay, bye.
Again, to fangirl over you one more time and then I'll leave you alone. Your teaching style, bouldering, climbing aside, is the best teaching I have seen on YouTube. And it's just, my parents are teachers. We're really big on the education system and coaching and being a good person, and I just really love the way you teach. I think you're really wonderful at your job.
I really appreciate that. It's the thing I've actually worked on the hardest in my life, and I'm very proud that I've got to a good level with it. I practice it a lot, and I try to use it as a force for good. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Good for you for accepting that compliment that way. I'm learning from you to take that.
Man, I felt so difficult. I felt like such a jerk when I was doing it as well. I was like, maybe this was a mistake. Maybe I should have just gone, no compliment.